Hey. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby, and I'm the host of this group. And if you're watching in the replay, then do me a favor and let me know that you're here in the replay. You can write a comment, you can write hashtags, you can heart and like things too in the replay, but I don't notice that. But if you write hashtags and comments, I notice those, and then I go, wow, that's awesome. That person wrote a comment in the replay. I like it. Even if you just write the word replay, it just lets me know that people are watching it later on. But hashtags are easier to see. They're bold and they stand out. So make one up, put anything that you like. If you're joining live, then you can say hello in the comments now. You can comment the whole time I'm doing my thing, and I'll ignore the comments. I'm going to say hi to everybody in a minute, but I'm going to ignore the comments while I'm doing my spiel, and then I come back to the comments and I read them, because that's how words work. So let's see who we got here. Hi, I, says Ray. Ray is here. Hi, I. I don't know what that means. He says, hello, everyone, and our great Bobby. There you go. See, is that so hard to give me the proper... Can't even say it with a straight face. All right. Thank you for that. And Kelly is here. Hello, Bobby, and all. Hello, Kelly. How are you? And Crimson, hello. Hi, how are you doing? That was a cool little article that you, if you want to put that article in the link of this post, because this is the post that I think more people will see than that other one. That one we're done with. But you can, Crimson. That was cool. And Kirsten is here. Hello. Here just in time. Hello. How are you? So, yep. This is, if you're new to the group, this is Daily Fuel. We do this every day except Sunday. And we talk about a different topic. And then we discuss it. And the comments, they're like my favorite part of the show. And when you're ready and you want to take your life into overdrive, then I will invite everybody to join Quantasy Plus over at fuelblue.com. You can check that out. Oh, and by the way, I just added a new feature to Quantasy Plus today. It is now a progressive web app, so you can click the add to home screen thing and put it right on your home screen, and you can see it right like that. Can you see it on the bottom? It won't focus because I don't have it. It's right. Boop, right there. That one there. Quantasy. Nope, not that one. That one right there. Quantasy Plus. There it is. I'm looking at it backwards. Yeah, so what is Quantasy Plus? It is basically a choose your own human adventure course. 9 of them, actually. 9 different fuel cells that we are creating live right here in this group. And I've organized them into that thing. And I'm going to create some guided stuff as well. But there's all kinds of stuff. Self-awareness. You're finding your purpose, overcoming fear, and of course, if you're looking to start or grow your art-fueled business, that's all there too. There's also 3 different pro cells that I've added in there, including my video for business course, which I created a few years ago to teach entrepreneurs how to use video in their business. So all of that is in there. It's all included in Quantasy Plus for $33 a month. If and when you would like to join, you are welcome to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And that's that. So let's get on with the show, shall we? Wow, we're up to 4 minutes. I got to figure out how to say all this in 2 minutes because I can't go 4 minutes. All right, let's just do it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to it. That's it. That's my advice for today. We're done. Ray, you get the booby prize. You have the last comment. Okay, I'll say more words on that. Listen to your intuition. You know that feeling when you want to do something and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what step to take. I don't know what the next step is. Or sometimes you feel like you have a couple of choices and you're like, I don't know which way to go. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? And those are all ego ways of thinking, because the ego wants to keep you stuck in the known. The ego only knows known choices. If you have something you want to do, you have something you want to accomplish, your ego will immediately think of all the different ways that it knows it can be done, and suggest some to you. But we want to expand. We want to be bigger than that. We want to live our purpose, and we can't live our purpose just by doing what's already known, because that's not the purpose. The purpose is literally to get into the unknown. I just want to say something. This is not part of this one, but this is just something to understand generally as like a basic foundational thing to everything in Daily Fuel. Is if you're trying to figure out, like, I don't know what my purpose in life is, that's the ego saying this. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what to do. It's the same thing, except now we're talking about big purpose thing. You know what your purpose is? Your purpose is to live your purpose. That's it. It's like a self-fulfilling purpose, just to live and expand. Your purpose is to expand. You don't have one thing that you came here to do, and when you're done, you did that, oh, you're done. Then what do? Like the next day you're just done? No. The next day you get up and you do another thing. But your purpose is to expand. And that's not really great. Everybody wants their purpose to be, I want to save the trees, or I want to, help the orphan kids like we were talking about yesterday. But that's not what your purpose is. That might be a thing you do, but it's not what your purpose is. Your purpose is expansion. Because even if you wanted to save the orphan trees, if you weren't expanding and living your purpose, then you would live in your ego and you would only try to save them from ways you can figure out with your ego. And that wouldn't do it. That just wouldn't do it. So forget all that crap and let's get back to what we're talking about. The ego wants to keep you in the known. So I've got 3 things to say about listening to your intuition. I've already said one of them. The ego, number 1 is the ego only knows the known. And we talked about this recently. The ego always rings twice. The first ring is, I don't know what to do, or I think I'm going to do this thing, or, right? And then your ego says, ring, ring, don't do that. You can't do that. You're not good at that, or that's not a good thing to do, or people don't do that, or blah, 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 right? Your ego is trying to talk you out of it. Then, God forbid you go and do it. The second ring comes in, ring, ring. Hello, hi, it's your ego. You shouldn't have done that, right? That's what your ego says. That's the second ring. You shouldn't have done it. Now you're second guessing. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Your ego is keeping you confused and running around in circles. It's not a good place to be, listening to your ego. That's why we need to listen to our intuition. What is the intuition? I'm going to get to that in a minute. I made that number 3 for some reason. I guess it should have been number 2. But anyway, the ego is really, really loud. This is number 2, right? Your ego and your intuition. Your ego is really, really loud. Really loud. Why? Because the ego is talking about everything known, everything we can see, everything we can hear. It's all right in front of us. It's not just, I don't mean literally a loud noise in your head, although some days it might feel like that. But like literally the thing about the ego is it's in our faces constantly. Your intuition is your soul whispering to you, hey, why don't you come over here and do this thing? It's really great. You're going to be awesome at it. But you can't hear that. Can you hear that? I don't even know if you can hear that. You can't hear that when you're paying attention to all the notes. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to do... Now, why is the ego so loud? It's not just because it's all in front of our face, but it's also because when you listen to your ego, you get instant gratification. It's kind of like taking heroin. I guess. I've never taken heroin, but from what I understand, you take heroin and it's amazing, right? And then you need it again and again and again and again and again. It's like taking a drug. So when you listen to your ego, you get that instant gratification of, oh, wow, this feels so much better because now I don't have to do that scary unknown thing. I'll do a known thing. I'll do a thing I know how to do. I know it didn't work out the last time, and the time before that, well, it didn't work out then either, but at least I know how to do it. I'm sure I can make it work this time. That's what your ego wants you to think. Your intuition, your soul, your higher self, your inner being, your whatever you like to call it, God, is telling you your answer is on this dark path. It's not going to light up until you step into it because you're the light, dude. Come on, step in here, light it up, then you'll see it. Your ego's going, that's stupid. Don't go down that path. You're going to get eaten by something with teeth. Come down this path that's already all lit. And look, we have McDonald's and everything you like. Netflix, ice cream. It's all here. It's all here. Just hang out over here where we know what we're doing. We're safe. That's your ego. Your intuition, your soul is telling you, no, come down this dark path. It's not dark because it's scary. It's dark because you haven't expanded into it yet. Your ego thinks it's dark because it's scary and there's monsters. Your intuition is saying it's new. It's dark because it's new. You're the light. Your purpose is to light it up. That's your purpose. That's it. That's your purpose. I was going to put this in the aware category. Apparently, I got to change this to the purpose category. Now, the thing about taking the heroin is it doesn't last very long, because then you need another shot of it, or however you take heroin. But when you listen to your soul, it lasts forever, and you never go, I really wish I didn't listen to my higher being and do that thing because now my life just sucks. No, we always were happy we did. You will always regret that listening to your ego. Man, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I missed out on that opportunity, or that thing didn't work out, or I could have been here by now, or, that's where regret is coming from all the time. But when you listen to your intuition, you don't get any of that, because you walk down that path and you light it up and it's like, this is great. This is amazing. And it's everything we want. And that's what our purpose is. So how come sometimes, though, because this is number 3, is that there is a time buffer, right? Because sometimes you get that feeling where you're just like, that's it. Starting today, I am listening to my intuition and that's it. And then it's like, yes, and I'm doing this thing, and you do the thing, or you call the guy, or you sell that thing, or you quit that job, or you do the thing, right? Whatever the thing is that you were nervous to do, and you're like, I know my intuition, my soul is telling me to do this, take this jump, take this leap, and you do it. Whether it's a big leap like all those things, or it's a little leap, it doesn't matter what it is, right? And then you do it, and then it's like, well, nothing happened. Nothing. Where are the balloons? Where's the confetti? Where's the hooray? You're here. It doesn't work that way. Your ego gives you instant gratification. You don't quit. Don't do the thing. Don't go over there. Don't take that thing. Don't do the hard unknown thing, because then as soon as you don't do it, you get to come over here and have ice cream and we have clowns and a party and stuff like that, and you can ride the horsey, and it's like, yay, right? And it's great. But when you listen to your intuition's like, we don't got any of that stuff. We just have enlightenment and an amazing life, but you're not going to get anything today. You got to keep walking a little bit. You got to walk down the path and light it up a little bit, because sometimes there's that time buffer, and we've already attracted some annoying things. And maybe they have to manifest and come through. Or maybe now we're going to quell them a little bit. But when you take that major step, or even a minor step, just to be like, I'm going to start working out, that's a good one, right? Because that's life. That can be life-changing, but it's not like buying a new car or quitting your job or something totally major. It's like, I'm going to start working out. Well, guess what? It's so much easier to listen to your ego and not work out, because, wow, this feels great sitting in a chair. Oh, this just feels great. I just love sitting in a chair. This is so not hard. I love it, right? That's what you get. That's the instant gratification. Or you can go work out. It's like, this freaking sucks. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I can't do this anymore. And you do it for 15 minutes and you're dead. And then you get on the scale the next day, or you look in the mirror, you try on your shirt or your pants, and they still don't fit, and you still don't look the way you want to look. And it's like, well, it's been a day. Give it a few months. Give it a year, It's like, what? When I listen to my ego, it's like that. I feel amazing immediately. I listen to you. I gotta do this again tomorrow? Are you kidding me? This sucked. I didn't like doing this. So sometimes you just gotta go and you gotta do it again. And you gotta do it again. And you gotta do it again. It's not easy to listen to your soul. It's not easy to listen to your intuition. If it were easy, we'd all be doing it, and everybody be living their purpose, and life on earth would be amazing. There'd be peace in the Middle East, and everything would be wonderful. It's not easy listening to your soul. We have 7 billion people, and like 40 of us are listening to our souls, and the rest of them are walking around egos. Get out of my way. Hey, moron. It's like, that's what we're doing. That's what the whole world is, listening to their egos. Our job is to stop doing that. So let's go to the comments and see what you people have to say about this. Wow, that's a lot of comments. Let's see what we got. Did that make sense? I think it did. How's the contact P? How's the contact P? Is that a question? How's the I don't know what that means. How's the contact P? I don't know what that means. Haley says, good evening, Bobby and everyone. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Robin is mellow yellow. How are you, Robin? Nice to see you. Nathan's here. Hey, what's up? Robin says, the purpose is to get into the unknown, to live life and expand. Our purpose is expansion. hearts to remember are. Are. That's something you want to remember. That's why I said that, right? I said that earlier. I remember saying that. That's why it's in quotes. Thank you. Loud noises. Yeah, the ego is loud. The ego is loud and obnoxious and wants you to be in the known, and that's what it wants. It wants you to remember the past. It wants you to be worried about the future. But the expansion is in the present moment. It's just that there are no promises, except I heard the greatest thing today, right? Kyle Cease said, I was driving, I went and saw my father today. He's up in New York. I haven't seen him since before lockdown in March of 2020. So sometime before that, I saw him. And then I haven't seen him since because he's in Florida. Anyway, now he's visiting in New York, and I went and had lunch with him today. And while I was driving, I was listening to Kyle Cease, and he said it's kind of like when you're feeling this way. It's kind of like if you're at the gym or you're at a place that's not your house, right? And you know when you're at a place like in a waiting room or you're on the treadmill at the gym or something like that, and they got the TV on, and you're sitting there and you're just stuck listening to the TV on whatever stupid channel they have or at whatever volume they have it set at, and you're just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. And you're sitting there and you're sitting there and you're sitting there and you just feel like you're stuck with this thing. And then all of a sudden you look over to your left or your right or whatever and you notice there's a remote control sitting there that you didn't notice. Now you have the remote control. You can change the channels. You can turn it off. You can lower the volume. You can do whatever you want. That's how remote controls work. So it's kind of like that. When you're living in your ego, you get that instant gratification, but you're kind of stuck on that one channel. The known is so small. You don't know that much. We're smart people, but compared to the vast knowledge and experience and insight of the universe, we don't know that much. We just don't. We don't have that many answers. We don't have that much capacity to know it. We have the capacity to intuit. We have the capacity to imagine it, but we can't do that unless we change the channel. Because when we're stuck on the ego, we're stuck on that one stupid channel, and it's the news person saying, there was a car crash on Route 112 today, and 4 people are dead, and you're just sitting there going, oh my God, I can't listen to this story again. It's annoying, and it's just like, stop with that. But that's all you know, because that's all you know. The ego part is all that you know. But when you change the channel, now what you're doing is, I don't know what this channel says, but let's see what it says. And now that's the equivalent of opening yourself up to listening to your intuition and stepping down that dark path a little bit. Obviously, changing the channel isn't as hard as stepping down a dark path, but you get the point. It's like you got to open yourself up to new possibilities. But new possibilities means unknown. We don't know what they hold, and that's scary to us. But that's the purpose. That's the purpose, is to try scary things. We're the pioneers. Did the pioneers go like, let's just go back to New York because there were buildings there and heat and stuff. This looks like a lot of, oh, look, there's poison ivy over here. I don't want to go out west. I don't want to find out if there's an ocean back there. Imagine they all said that, and like nobody just went. Well, the Native Americans would have preferred that, I'm sure, but let's pretend none of that crap happened, and it's a good thing that they went, right? So imagine that they just didn't go. You know what I mean? Lewis and Clark were just like, this is scary. I'm not going down this river. No, they went. Nobody knew what was ahead. That's what we're doing, just not in nature, in our minds, in our hearts. Kelly, the ego speaks in shoulds and sounds like fear and anxiety, while intuition is soft and quiet. It asks us to listen, while the ego demands. Oh, I like all of that, Kelly. I really like that a lot. Yeah, the ego speaks in shoulds. Your intuition will never say you should. If you don't know if you're listening to your ego or your intuition, ask yourself if you're telling yourself you should do something. Because as soon as you hear the word should, that's ego. Very good, Kelly. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. What did I just do? God, it's this thing. Anyway, I don't know what we're yelling about. I feel like I'm getting louder and louder on these things. I feel like if I went back to like last September and watched the first Daily Fuel, it would be like, hello, my name is Bobby and welcome to Daily Fuel. Because now I feel like this now. It's like I'm so like, wah. Yes, the path is dark where we haven't been yet. We are the illuminators of our own path. That's right. Like the hermit in tarot, holding our own lanterns, internal guidance, intuition. We just have to remember that we are never without our lantern. Perhaps we've just forgotten how to turn it on. We're never without our lantern. What is your lantern? Is your heart. When you listen to your heart, it lights up and it just shines the light. We see. The unknown isn't scary. The unknown is the adventure. That's what it is. We're on a human adventure. We're not in a human. We are not spiritual beings in a human haunted house. We are spiritual beings on a human adventure. You can go to the haunted house. That's fun. But there is nothing on the path to really steer you away except your ego perched on your back. There's nothing on your path. No, that's it. There's nothing outside of you except that voice in your head saying, don't do that. That's scary. What if this happens, right? When you want to do something scary, your ego is going to say, what if this happens? What if that happens? Now you're not going to blah, 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 right? And it's like, oh my God, you immediately think of all the worst case scenarios. That's ego. That's the other side of should, right? Should is the ego's solution. You should do this or you should do that. And then the other side of that is shouldn't. You shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that because this could happen or that could happen. Oh, our ego keeps us confused. Ego is loud. Intuition whispers from our souls. Our purpose is to light it up, the dark path. Regrets from following ego. Never do regrets come from following. I feel like Robin's comments are notes now. This is awesome. This is good because you're reminding me of everything we just said, and I can stay on topic because sometimes I go off on tangents. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I do. Robin keeps me on track. Thank you. The never do regrets come from following our intuition. They won't. They won't. You'll never regret following your intuition because that was your plan coming here the whole time. Haley, hi. How are you? Intuition is harder because you have to tune into yourself and what feels right, not expectations the world dumps on you. Yep. Yeah, intuition takes work. The ego does not. The ego is all laid out for you. You know, I know we just said, I'm going to read the rest of this in a second, Haley. I know we just said, from what Kirsten says, nothing is blocking you. Nothing's in your path steering you away. There are no weird detours, right? That's true energetically. But out in the real world, everything in our world is kind of designed from the point of view of the ego when you think about it. I want to eat better. And I want to work out, and I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, okay, great. But you can't get in the car and drive 5 feet without seeing fast food places. It's everywhere, you know. And it's really hard to go out with friends or out with your family to eat or to go out for a drink or anything like that, and stay on your diet or your meal plan. If you not diet, you know what I mean, like to stay on your plan. Without having like a half an hour conversation with the wait staff. It's like, can you ask the person if they put this in it and that? It's like, why does it have to be so hard not to be, you know, eating sugar and wheat in everything all the time? It's like, it's just that you can't go to half the places in the world and eat the way that you want to eat, you know? And the same thing, you can't, it's like, have you ever tried to go to Target or BJ's or Costco without spending $200? You just can't do it, right? And so it's like everything is designed to kind of make you spend money on this or that, or to veer off your path of your intuitiveness. It's like, I want to eat intuitively, or I want to live intuitively, or spend intuitively, but ooh, ice cream, you know. And it's like, it's all in your face. Now, those aren't literally energetic things on your path like Kirsten was talking about, that because you have the ability to energetically stay on your own path and to go down the dark path and light it up. But the ego has has connected with everybody else's egos, and they said, let's build a world where nobody can do any of that crap because it's really hard, because we're screaming it with the neon signs and the commercials, and right. It's hard, but we can do it. So what did you say? Intuition is harder because you have to tune into yourself. Oh, that was my point. See, thank you, you guys. Robin, I needed a note here, but by the time I get to it, I won't know what you're talking about. Intuition's harder because you've got to tune into yourself. If you tune into the outside world, you're going to run into your ego a lot because your ego hangs out there. I guess that was my point. Your ego has so many tools out in the outside world, but your ego doesn't have a lot of tools in energy work. Your ego doesn't have a lot of tools in your heart-centered space. It's got no tools. It's got no space. It's where it goes to die. And it's afraid, which is why it doesn't want you to go there, because it thinks it's literally going to be dead. Doesn't want to do that. Haley, all right, so intuition is harder because you have to tune in yourself and feel it's right. Not expectations the world dumps on you from birth, either from others or past experiences. Sometimes it takes time with me, maybe 1 or 2 days of ear-ringing downloads, and the signs come. And then aha moments, and then big smile and gratitude. So, okay, so good. That was my last part here. My number 3 was that sometimes there's a time buffer. It doesn't happen immediately. It's that you're not going to have one meal and be like, that's it, I'm a perfect eater. No, you have to do it again tomorrow, do it again tomorrow, do it again tomorrow. And same thing with anything. I'm going to work on my business a certain way, or I'm going to find a better career, or I'm going to do my art a certain way, or I'm going to work on my relationships a certain way. You have to wake up every day and choose yourself. You have to wake up every day and choose yourself. What we do when we choose ego is we choose easy, not easy. We choose laziness. The ego is lazy, and intuition, it takes exercise. It takes dedication. It's why not everybody can be a world-class athlete. We can't all be that, and we can't all be on that level on the thing that we're good at even. Lots and lots of people are great at sports, gymnastics, track and field, swimming, and all that stuff, but not all of them are in Tokyo at the Olympics right now. Very few of them are. It takes an amazing degree of dedication to be at that level. But we all have the ability to be at that level at the thing that is our thing. I think that this is another good daily fuel, is that sometimes we want to be at that level at a thing that's not our thing. It's like, why can't I be a world-class gymnast? Can you imagine that? Me? Why can't I be a world-class athlete or something like that? Because it's not my thing. And I could work really hard at it and maybe get proficient in something or other, but it's not my thing. We have to keep finding our thing, and sometimes your thing is down an unknown path. Did I read this whole thing? Oh, yes. Okay, good. Big smile. Yep, I got that. Very good. Kirsten says, I have blocks when it comes to doing the parts I don't like in the business. My ego waits until I puff, and then it acts. It waits for the weak moment to dig in. Yeah, I'm similar to that. There are things that I don't like to do, and that's a really good. Let me write this one down, Kirsten. That's a good. What do you call it? That's a. Hang on. That's a good. I can't do 2 things at once. That is a good topic for Daily Fuel. When you have parts of your business that you don't want to do, right? Parts of my business that I don't want to do. That is not my job, right? Because a lot of times there can be a certain thing. Some of them could be things that you're doing because you feel like you should do them. Like, well, people expect this out of this kind of a business, or I should do this kind of a business because it makes more money or something like that. And that's all ego crap. None of that is your purpose. None of that is listening to your intuition. So maybe listening to your intuition will tell you you shouldn't. I almost said shouldn't. Don't do that. Your intuition will tell you do or don't, not should, right? Because should is guilt. Your intuition will just be like, that's not the thing for you. This is the thing for you. And really, I don't even think your intuition is going to tell you that something isn't the thing for you. It's just calling you to the thing, you know? And that's also another reason that it's hard to hear your intuition, because it only calls you to the thing. It doesn't tell you, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. Stop doing that and come over here. No, it's just like, oh, I see you doing that thing. This is the thing. But if you want to do that thing, that's fine. You're allowed to do that thing. You have free will. You can do it. Be you. You do you, right? Your ego is going to be like, what are you doing that for? You shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that? Your mother didn't do that. Your friends don't like when you do that. Nobody appreciates you doing that. People are going to think that's stupid, right? And that's your ego. But your intuition is just like, it's cool. You can do that if you want. When you figure out that that's not the thing, I got the thing, it's over here. But I'm just going to read this newspaper while I wait for you, and I'm going to be quiet. You got to figure it out yourself. So if there are things in your business that you just literally know, like, it pains me to do this, it might be because your intuition is behind you going like, I'm over here. And you're listening to the ego going, you should be doing that. You should be doing it faster. And you should have finished this yesterday. And blah, 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 right? That's what's going on with that. That's one thing that could be going on with that. There are several, but we can talk about that. Robin, so much easier to sit on our ass and not work out. Just what I need. OKR, get.org, your A. Does that mean get off your ass? Okay, is that what that means? That looks like a typo. Alyssa's here. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? Lately, I have been listening to my intuition, and it feels good. My whole life, I kind of ignored it and let my ego take over. It feels good, but different letting my thoughts and art flow instead of hiding them. I'm always worried what people would think, and I am different. I'm sorry. I'm always worried that people would think I'm different or weird, but not hiding who I am anymore. That's really wonderful. You know, the thing about your ego too is that it doesn't shut up just because you're listening to your intuition. You could listen to your intuition was calling you to share your art and be yourself, right? Just be your weird ass self. And I mean that with love. But your ego isn't going to just shut. Oh, you're doing the intuition thing? All right, cool. Fair is fair. I lost. So I'll just hang out over here and be quiet until you're done. If you want to play with me again, let me know. No, your intuition is going to get in your face. What are you doing? You're doing that intuition thing? Oh, you're listening to your soul? Pfft. Oh my God. Again? Oh, wants you to go down that dark path? Yeah, I think I heard that there are lions down there. Yeah, people are going to think you're weird if you go down there. People are going to think you're an idiot. People don't do that. People go this way. People go over here where the lights are and the ice cream and the Netflix and the McDonald's and the not working out and the sitting on your ass. That's where we are. That's where the cool kids are. Come hang out with us when you're done. Are you going to do that intuition thing? Fine, I guess. I mean, if you want to be a loser, you know what I mean? This is what your ego does. Even when you're doing the thing that your intuition wants you to do, even when you're listening to your higher self, your ego will still get in your head and be like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So you have to constantly be vigilant. The good news is that the more you work at it, the easier it is to tell the two apart and to ignore the ego. And that's where the one that I did a while back, Take Your Ego for the Ride, comes along. When you take your ego for the ride, then eventually your ego will start to trust your intuition as well. Because the problem is your ego is not an asshole. Your ego isn't trying to ruin your life. Your ego is trying to protect you from getting eaten by a tiger. That's what your ego is doing. Your intuition is trying to help you expand into your true purpose in life. But your ego is like, that looks scary and you could get eaten by a tiger. I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's what your ego is doing. But if we can coax the ego into coming along a little bit and being like, look, let's just try it this way for a little bit. Your ego will be like, okay, For the first time, your ego might be like, "Fine, I'll bet you $1 million it's not going to work, but go ahead." And it'll let you try it, and then whether it works or not, then the next time you can try it again, but it will work because you're following your intuition. And then your ego the next time will be like, all right, well, it worked the last time, but who knows? That could have been beginner's luck. But it'll let you try it again. But you have to coax it. You have to talk to it like it's a person. We're weird already. Let's just do that. You get your soul, your ego, your you. Just talk to these people. Look, you just hang on a second. I'm going to follow you in a second. All right, ego, listen, you got to shut the fuck up. It's like, just bring it along for the ride. Don't tell it to shut the fuck up. That's my wounded masculine just saying, shut up, sit down, be quiet in the back seat. I'm driving. That's my approach to the ego, which I'm working on not doing anymore. But yeah, all right. I'm digressing. Albert Einstein called the intuitive or metaphoric mind a sacred gift. He added that the rational mind was a faithful servant. That's really great. See, that's what I'm trying to say here. Thank you, Crimson, for saving me. The intuitive mind is the sacred gift. That is our connection to God, spirit, source, whatever you like, right? The rational mind, the ego, the one that's trying to keep you safe, the one that's trying to keep you off that dark path, will be your servant, will be your faithful servant. If we can coax it a little bit, if we can placate it, if we can soothe it into being like, look, you know as well as I do that this is going to be amazing if it works. So let's try it. And if you get your ego on board instead of fighting it all the time, then your ego will say, okay, I think I got a good idea. I think we could try it this way or that way. And it will go with you, and it will go with you. It just takes time and it takes dedication. It's so much easier to not do this work than to do this work. This is the energy work. This is meditating every day. This is thinking about this all the time. This is our work. Our work is not to get up and go to work and make money and come home and watch the TV and eat the food and go to bed and die. Our work is to do this and to do this. That's our work. And it's hard because it takes work. The other thing doesn't take work. You just do what everyone tells you to do. The path taken from... Hi, Amy, by the way. You're here. That's always nice. The path taken from listening to your soul is initially scary, but ultimately gentler and happier on your soul because it's the thing that gives you all... I forgot about your run-on sentences. It's been a week that you haven't been here, and I've already forgotten because everybody else uses punctuation. All right, wait, hang on. The path from listening to your soul/intuition is initially scary, but ultimately it's gentler and happier on your soul because it's the thing that gives all of you joy of creating and being on your soul train is a happy journey. I know what you're saying. It's hard at first, but in the long run, it's going to be 1,000,000 times better. Infinitely better. If listening to the ego were great, then we'd all be in our 30s, 40s, and 50s going, life is amazing, I've got it all figured out. But we're not. Or 60s or 70s or 80s. It doesn't matter how old you are, right? But we're not. Everybody's confused. Everybody's like, nobody told me it was going to be this way. Everyone said it was going to be that way. Because the ego only knows instant gratification. Just relax. Sit on the couch. Isn't that couch comfortable? Yeah, this is comfortable. Well, you're not going to live your whole life sitting on the couch. You got to get up and do stuff. But now you don't know how because all you know is that it feels good to sit on the couch and everything else sucks. Have to be willing to learn. Yes, teachable. Takes a bit of humility to do things outside what you've experienced before. Intuition. You have to be ready for tuition. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Ray, the high I was a query to the contact lens problem. Oh, yeah, no, I remember now. Yeah, I went upstairs and immediately got the contact lens out. That's right. I know you don't remember what happened back that far. But there are some who are concerned for the well-being of other travelers we share this little blue ball with. Sorry, I got carried away. Probably channeling Kelly and Robin. No, yeah, the contact lens came right out. It happens all the time. It's just annoying, is what it is. Open yourself up to new possibilities, but that's the unknown. That's where the possibilities are. Intuition will never tell you should. From Kelly. Yeah. No, you've always been loud, Bobby. I know. It's just some days it feels like I'm getting louder. When we listen to our heart, we light up. We do, right? When you want to do something scary, that's when ego steps in. Ego will step in and tell you not to do it. You shouldn't do it. It's scary. You're going to get hurt. This is going to happen. People are going to think you're weird. You know, it's trying to keep you from getting eaten by a tiger, but we don't get eaten by tigers anymore. So it'll come up with all these other things. People will think you're weird. Your parents won't approve. You'll get fired from your job, or your clients won't like you anymore. Your high school friend that you haven't seen in 25 years won't want to talk to you anymore, even though you haven't talked in 25 years. It doesn't matter. You'll make up ridiculous stuff when you say it out loud. Have you ever had a thing going on in your head that you're worried about, and you're worried, and then finally you say it out loud, and as soon as you say it out loud, you realize that is ridiculous. That just sounds absolutely absurd. Now that I've said it out loud and heard it in my ears, because when you're thinking it, it sounds like you're talking, but you're not. You're thinking, and thoughts are going by so quickly. But when you actually say it and hear it with your ears, you register it in a different way. And now it's just like, oh, well, that's really stupid. I don't know why I'm even worried about that. That's not going to happen. Great live, Bobby. Gotta go, but we'll replay. Okay. All right. See you later. You're probably gone. Robin. Yes, Haley, the expectations from our birth and others, and I find that those are the hardest ones to overcome. So we can feel free to follow our own path in light with our own lanterns, follow our own intuitions, fly free and high. Nice, yeah, that's it. You just got to choose yourself. You just got to choose yourself. You're worth painting your life with a new palette, and it's hard to do. It takes work, it takes dedication, it takes effort. It's not easy to go down that path. It's easy to sit on the couch and do nothing. Amy, are those inner voices that are generated from our ego, heart, soul, mind designed to make us course correct? Are they a test to see which way we're going to travel and what we're going to do about a situation? Well, they could be a test, but I would suggest that if they were a test, it's just you testing yourself to see, sometimes you're not sure if you're really serious about a thing. I'm going to lose 100 pounds, I'm going to work out every day, and I'm going to become a bodybuilder. It's like, okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that a lot of times people just would prefer to be healthier, but their goal is something a little absurd. They go too far. I'd love to sing more, so I'm going to go on American Idol and win and go on tour. It's like, okay, maybe people do it, but out of the 50,000 people that audition, one wins and goes on tour. So it's like, okay, that might be your thing, and I'm not saying that if your thing is so big, your dream is so big, that don't make it that big. I'm just saying that sometimes we overstep, so then we test ourselves. It's like, well, do I really want to do this? And so now you've got these voices in your head, including your intuition, because I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, your intuition is telling you, be healthier. Just be healthy. Just love yourself more. Love yourself more. You'll be healthier. You'll choose better foods, things like that. But what do we then do? Your ego's like, oh, you want to listen to your intuition and be healthier? Fine. Let's work out every day. We're going to buy a whole new gym. We're going to get a membership to the most expensive one. I'm going to get the gold package. I'm going to buy it for a year up front. And I'm going to do all this stuff. And I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you're like, what am I doing? I'm not even going to the gym. I don't even like working out. I don't even like eating this way. I bought a juicer. I don't even like vegetables. It's like we overstep sometimes. So the test, what's your question? Are these tests? So your intuition now is still calling you to the place that is where the expansion is, but your ego is trying to take you in a ridiculous path to get there. So I don't know that it's a test. It's not like the universe is like, oh, let's see if Amy's worthy of being what she wants to be. No, I don't think that's the case at all. But you yourself might be like, do I really want this or do I really want this? And your ego is testing to find out. That's what it is. It's like when and you're just kind of giving yourself little things, little tasks to see. It might just be data collection, you know. I don't know. I know that my intuition is taking me in this direction, but I don't know if I want to do this or if I want to do this. And if you're doing it from the place of ego, then you can only choose from what you already know, and the answer is in the unknown. The short answer to your question, Amy, is I don't know. I don't know if it's a test or not, but except I do know that it's not the universe testing you. Like prove to me that you are worthy of being a being here. No, we're all worthy. That's a given. Intuition, into you. Yeah, go into you. Gotta just go. It's all in here. Everything is in your heart. We live in our heads. But the answer is in our heart. That's basically it. I could have said all that. We'd have been done 20 minutes ago. Kirsten, recognizing the ego part with, did you ego just say should? Yeah. Did you just say should? Yeah. Because if the answer is yes, that's your ego. Very good. Is amazing advice. So simple, but it just clicked. Once you recognize its ego, you can change your approach to that nurturing parent role that needs to heal the inner child. That's the other part of this, right? Is that the ego is scared. You could tell the ego to shut up and go to hell, but that's not going to help because it's going to be quiet for a little while, but it's going to come roaring back. But if you nurture it, if you soothe it, if you say, look, I know you're scared, and I know that we don't know what's down that path, and I know that you're trying to protect me from getting eaten by a tiger. I get that. But, there are no tigers around here, and I'm pretty sure that none are going to show up. So why don't we just go slowly down this path? We'll hold hands, and I'll lead the way because I got the light right here, and we'll see what's down there. It might be fun. It could be really, really fun. And your ego will be like, all right, let's see. And that's what taking your ego for the ride means. Intuition, do your art. Well, that's the thing about being an artist, is that when you know that you're an artist, your intuition is always leading you to your art. And that's the answer to me, for me usually, is why do I not feel happy about this? Why am I not excited about this? Oh, because I'm not doing my art. I was just thinking last night that I was like, I'm not bringing my music into this enough. I was actually, one of the ideas that I have for the group is I want to do a night or something where we have performers, because I want to sing. It's like, why aren't I singing? Why aren't I doing that? And when I feel like I'm not doing it, that's when I realize no part of me is saying that you should be doing it. The ego is telling me you shouldn't be doing it because you should be doing this other stuff, because that makes it look like you're in business more. But my heart is saying, sing. Just open your mouth and sing. That's it. That's all it's going to say. It's not going to give you, your ego is going to say, you should do this, because if you do, then they'll like it, and then they'll say good to this, and then you'll get a gold star on this thing. And if you don't do this, this is going to happen, and they won't like it, and they won't approve, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, the list goes on and on and on and on about all the reasons why you should or you shouldn't. And your soul is just going to be like, hey, why don't you sing? That's it. What else you got? Nothing. Just sing. You want to sing. You obviously want to. Just do it. What do you mean just do it? Sing how? Doesn't matter how. Just sing. Just start singing. That doesn't make any sense. It's like you want it to be laid out with a business plan, and it's like, on Monday do this, and then on Tuesday do that, and your soul doesn't work that way. No. You're thinking too hard. Just right, like the Monty Python character. I just want to sing. Right? Oh, man. I'm a nut. Let the booby war begin. And you lose. The universe won't test. The world will. There. Your ego will test you. The universe will not. The universe knows you are the universe. You are a spiritual being. Spiritual beings are completely worthy. The universe knows that. Your ego doesn't know it. The ego will test things. Let me see this. Let me see that. Let me put this thing in front of me. Let me put this thing in front of me. Let me attract this situation and see if I really want this. That's what your ego will do. Well, nice try, Amy, but it looks like Haley's in the lead for the booby prize. Oh, no, here comes Amy. Where's Donna? I know, right? If Donna were here, you'd all lose. Okay, well, anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it, and this was fun. Let's do it again tomorrow. I was thinking of doing these every day, except Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Thank you. And so Amy, you get the booby prize. Nope. Ah, Robin stole it. Wow, look at this. Well, hang on. 10 of you are going to steal it by the time I finish reading this. I'd love singing brought into it. Yours, not mine, because I'm terrible. And you do not want to hear it. But I'd love to hear others who can sing. I think it'd be cool once in a while. Yeah, I think so too. I'd like to do that like once a month or something like that. Like have a performance night. It doesn't have to be just singers. It could be anybody that can perform anything. I was thinking like poets could read poetry. Musicians of all kinds. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. Anyone that performs anything or show us how you paint something. All right. Well, now Robin has the booby prize. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.